Hi everyone, welcome to the Daddy Goes Live studio. I am Niharika, your live video strategist, and we are your live video partners. So thank you so much for joining us today. We are outdoors today. We are getting a lot of fresh air and some great sun, and it's a nice clear day after a really long and smoggy week after Diwali that Delhi has had. And it is also one of those days that I'm finally taking off my mask after about 7 days, so I'm breathing free and it's just great to be here. This place is as much green as that you can get in the middle of a concrete jungle, and we love being here because check it out. Do you guys like it? Okay, so what we are going to do is we took a poll from our viewers about what is it that they would like to watch us talk about in the next episode, and the two major things that came up were first, that everybody was wondering that while the world is going live on Facebook and YouTube from their phones, and there are a lot of Instagram celebrities and social media influencers, that why is it that you cannot really live stream like a pro from your phones. And the second thing is about live streaming as a whole, and why is it going to be really big in 2020, and why we as brands or individuals really need to care about using live streaming as a very effective marketing and promotional tool, and absolute our marketing calendar of 2020. Streaming on our remote streaming setup today, and which basically allows us to give you a great crystal clear audio and video hopefully, and a steady and uninterrupted reliable internet source for us to be streaming to you in great quality all the time, and some additional editing and multi-camera setup capabilities. We also have another fixed setup which helps us to sort of use a variety of cameras into your production and stream all of those in real time for an interactive experience to your viewers. So please check that out on our channel as soon as you finish watching us here. Okay, so what else do I want to say? Yeah, so I think we should just straight jump into the questions that you guys asked us and start talking about them. Get into it. So let's just take a little look at the history of live, at least in India, the way that it has been for us. So I remember, as a kid, I was very fascinated to watch live cricket matches, even though I understood nothing about cricket back then, or news sometimes, because
it had this little sign on the right saying live in bold red. And it was very amusing that it just gave me a chance to watch something in real time, and it was right here, right now. Now, cut to 25 years later,
I checked out one day that what is it that was trending on Facebook and YouTube Live, and what I saw was that after all these years, the only thing that was trending was either media or a news channel, or live sports and matches and tournaments. And that was very surprising to me, because after all these years there was almost absolutely no brand generated live content on the internet, and it was definitely a tool that we in India had not been using until this point. So what I want to say is that we're in the era of consuming content on our mobile phones, and we do spend a lot of hours on our phones already consuming a lot of video content. So basically your audience is there, your opportunity is there, and you just need to sort of pick up a few new tools to be able to engage better with that audience and give them more stuff to connect with when it comes to your brand. Give them more reasons to feel for your brand, or to buy your product, or to just speak with you and have a conversation with you. Yeah. Okay, so I think my videographer is cueing me to sort of get up and sit a little to this side, getting better light. So let's. Anyhow, so we were going to talk about the fact that why do we as brands or as individuals absolutely need to get on the live streaming bandwagon in 2020. So I think it's divided into about 3 distinctly different buckets for me, and let's start talking about each of them. So point number 1, live is genuine. Now, a lot of brands that you see today, when it comes to the TVCs that they have or the digital promotion that they do or anything, absolutely, brands feel really pressurized now to appear as more real and more believable than ever before. So there is this really big pressure on them to sort of develop more and more content which not only describes or show their product or services in the best light, but also sort of strikes a chord with the audience, as in has some sort of a reality aspect to it, which just makes it look much more, something that connects with you. So I think that it's very important for brands to really step up and be themselves, because when brands basically sort of put forward their human version or come across as what they would stand for or what traits they would stand for if they were a human, that's when they're able to sort of connect with their audiences more. So it's very important to sort of stop into project that absolutely pitch perfect image of yourself and come out as a more real and approachable person, and create more genuine content to basically click with your audiences. So brands, you need to go real and you need to go live. The second part is that live is right here and right now. Now what that means is I think that time is a very important aspect, and it's very crucial to your content, because when you have uploaded your content, or what time of the year has it come out, or what people are thinking about your brand or your product category at that time is really very important, because that sort of determines what is the success of the content that you put out there. So with live, what you can do is that you're creating this sense of urgency and this sense of importance to your content, and you're basically telling people that this content is going to be available on the internet for say half an hour on a particular day, because it's really important for you to watch it and consume that piece of content in that time frame, because we as a brand have something important to tell you, and we are opening up a channel to be able to do that. So it basically prevents your viewers from procrastinating, from consuming your content, and the other thing that it does for you as a brand is that a lot of times, when you roll out say a marketing campaign or a print campaign or a digital campaign, you have to sort of implement your strategies and then wait for say like a week or a month or sometimes even a year to be mapping out of what worked and what didn't work with your audiences, and then tweak your strategies and then judge the effectiveness and analyze what's to be done next, and it's really a big procedure. So while live gives your viewers the experience of interacting with your brand in real time, on the brand side of things, it allows you to get like a real-time statistic of absolutely everything, like what kind of audience are you expecting to sort of be interested in your products, or is your content working with the audience, how is it that you can probably involve more elements of interactivity, how can you incentivize them, how can you make them the face of your brand, how can you ask questions and take suggestions from them, how you can do much more to be able to judge the effectivity of whatever resources you deploy in having these marketing strategies. And the third and the most important bit of it is the element of being able to have a two-sided conversation with your audiences. Now that's another really important thing that brands struggle with these days, is that whatever piece of information comes out from a brand is essentially a one-sided conversation where, say they launched a product and they announce to you a new service and they tell you, or stuff like that, where it's just sort of, say, talking down to the audience instead of talking to them. So with live, what you can do is that you can open up this two-way channel of communication, which basically changes the entire equation from making the conversation a man-to-man conversation instead of a brand-to-man conversation. And what that does for you is that it gives your viewers and your audiences and your targets the feeling of knowing that their brands are not really inaccessible, but there is actually a way to directly reach out to you and have a dialogue with you. So if they like your product, or if they want to review your product, or if they want to give you a suggestion, or if they want to participate in any kind of market research, I think live is an endless platform for you to literally go out in the audiences and touch base with them like never before, for you to open up so many endless touch points to be able to directly get in touch with your consumer and be able to do whatever it is to enhance your products, to enhance your customer experiences, basically to do whatever it is that a good marketing strategy is expected to do for a brand. So yeah, I'm going to need a water break now, guys. Yeah. Oh, there's a new cafe there. Do you see that? It's called Gully Cafe. Let's see here. And there's a birthday party happening in this place. This is the best weather to be here. Okay, so this is something that I would like to share. So it's great because ever since I've started to sort of do my own thing, every time that I meet with my friends and I tell them all about my idea, it's really interesting because someone pops up with this interesting application of live streaming that I've never thought of before, and they all just help me broaden my horizons all the time and tell me about the vastness of streaming.
So I have a friend who is a big fan of Govinda, and she was telling us about how she would absolutely love to have him at her wedding, but how she thought about probably that she couldn't afford him. So someone else came up with this idea that if maybe we could get him on a video call and then stream that out for the entire world to see. I think it would be as good as him personally attending her wedding, and I thought that was pretty smart because that would be like the future of celebrity attending a wedding. So yeah, I have smart friends. They catch the vibe.
What do you think is a good spot for us to probably sit down? Still hunting. Maybe there? Wow. Doing a little bit of our own thing. Showing you guys around the place. Pretty nice though. When we were thinking of shooting here, we realized that this was the one place which, in addition to having natural light of course, has so many frames and so many interesting spots, each of which has a look and feel of its own. And we decided to sort of do this here because we didn't quite plan our logistics and the way we had to move around on the stream because we are so live. And hey, do you want to sit there? Yeah. Do you think we'll get good light here? Should I just stand here? Okay. So you guys, I think this is a good spot. Okay, so we were thinking of sort of jumping into the next section of the video, which is answering that why with the entire world going live on their phones, and so many fashion bloggers and food bloggers and lifestyle bloggers creating such amazing content and going live on their Instagrams, why is it still not the most effective, the best way to create rich content, or the most engaging method to reach out to your audiences? And that's what we're going to talk about. We are Daddy Goes Live again. I'm hoping that a lot of more of you guys have joined us by now and are watching us on this absolutely live episode of us talking to you, telling you about why live streaming is going to be the next big thing, and what can we at Daddy Goes Live do for you as a brand or an organization. So, okay, let's talk about it. Wow, we have a tractor right here, or I don't know, a water pump. I hope you guys can still hear me. Yeah, let's check him out actually. I think he's here for us, so. Thank you, Bhaiya. Wow, I'm so derailed. What were we speaking about? We were speaking about not being able to stream like a pro from your mobile phones. Okay, so again, 4 major reasons. The first one is that your camera offers you only with the option of using one camera and giving a single view to your viewers. So essentially whatever you're pointing your camera to is going to be captured as your live feed. Now we basically have the setup which can help you get footage from differently placed cameras from different locations, and even be able to connect to remote audiences and being able to stream people who are outdoors like myself right now, and basically give them a much richer view of capturing the input from say 3 or 4 different cameras. You could also sort of additionally plug in a file from your laptop, which would be like a presentation or another video, etc. And yeah, again, I think you should really check out our video on multi-input streaming. It's on our channel. So okay, that is the first thing. The first thing is that you cannot have a multi-input streaming setup from your phones. The second point is that we live in the land of the moodiest internet connections, and you are very aware of that. And I go live a lot, and I look at what brands are doing online, and one thing that I notice is that a lot of times when there is say like a conference being streamed in real time, or some sort of a lecture or a speak by anyone, or absolutely anything which is happening live, what happens is sometimes in the middle of your stream the internet connection gets interrupted and you go blank, and in that glitch, which say lasts about 10 seconds until you get your system back on, what has happened is, because viewers are not going to wait even for 5 seconds for your content to come back on, your stream is gone and your viewership is dropped from say about even 1,000 viewers to less than 100 in a span of 10 seconds. Now that is, in my opinion, a really big risk to be taking, or a really major chunk of viewership being lost just because you do not have good internet at a certain point. Now at Daddy Goes Live, we can help you to fix that and be able to generate an uninterrupted and a reliable stream from wherever you are. So that is the second part, that we can solve your network woes. The third part is that I think a video is composed of 2 important elements. There is the video that you're seeing, and the audio as well. A lot of times when you capture something on your phone, you might get a great video, but the audio might be a problem. So either ways, if I'm looking like this or if I'm sounding like this, you are not going to want to watch. Yeah, I didn't practice that. And yeah, a professional quality video and audio is both really crucial to your video content, and we can help you secure that with our setup. And the last part, which is very interesting, is about being able to edit in real time, is what we call live production. So what happens is, generally editing happens on recorded content. So you shoot whatever and then you decide your treatment style, and that's how you edit videos. But we at Daddy Goes Live have the setup to be able to edit videos on the go. So for example,
The video that you're watching now has information like the title, my name, who I am,
who do I work for, and what do I do, and where you can reach me, and my brand logo and stuff like that. And just the idea is to polish your raw content so that it becomes visually more appealing for your audiences, so that what you're just showing them is not a very raw view of your camera, but it has some sort of information on it, which just makes it much more watchable, much more appealing, much more engaging, because the idea is not just to increase your viewership, but also increase the time that they spend interacting with your content. So I think as brands progress, they need to pay more attention to the kind of interactivity that they have as part of their content, or how is it that they're engaging with more and more crowds. So again, okay, so to summarize, do multi-input streaming from your phones. B, you might be encountering a lot of internet issues which might cause you a big loss of viewers. C, you might have bad audio or video problems which might reduce the greatness of your content. And the last part is that you absolutely cannot edit videos on the go in real time and polish it up to make sure your content just looks a lot more better. And I'm out of breath again. Break. So, great, so we are on the close of this video. So let's just take a walk back, and there is a cafe which is to the right at the end of the road that we're walking on. And yeah, keep telling us what is it that you want to watch us talk about, and we will keep telling you more about more of our interesting services. There is a lot that you can do with all these services, really, whether you're a brand or an individual. And weddings and case studies and testimonials and product demonstrations and product launches, and you can interact with your audiences, ask questions, take suggestions. We will be doing specific videos on how live streaming services can benefit your organization, if you're from the hospitality sector or if you're a pharma or a hospital brand. And oh, my fries are here. And I finished my tea last time that we were here taking permissions from these guys. Wow! I think I had too many fries already. Okay, so yeah, please could you just turn the camera away, because I would not like to share my fries even. Yup. Yeah, see, I think it looks really Halloweeny. There is something very Rowlish about. Do you guys think so? Wow, that's a lot of branding. Now I can hear some rap going on in the background. Guys, thank you so much for being here with us today, and I am Niharika, your live video strategist, and we are your live video partners. And please check us out and visit our website www.daddygoeslive.com. We have a Facebook page. Please follow our YouTube channel, and we just hope to keep doing a lot of videos and making sure that we have a chance to help you take your brand online. And yeah, that's all for today, guys. Thank you, and see you soon. Yeah, my fries.